I think if you hit on if you go to the triple dots, you can promote them there. Oh, okay.
Recording in progress.
All right, folks, can we grab our seats, please? Hi. That's all right. That's all right. Councilor Golden, he's not sorry. He's still standing. Just kidding. All right, great. Thanks, everyone. We are officially being audio and video recorded. I do believe I heard that. Participating online this evening, we have Councilors Silber, Greenberg, Bixby, Farrell, Wright is on the way in, correct? I believe that's everyone. I'm going to be skipping the Pledge of Allegiance this evening in lieu of a moment of silence, which I'm going to have Councilor Baker join me at the podium for here in a minute. One last thing for those of you in the chamber who are using your laptops, please make sure that your speaker volume is, or your speaker is muted so that we don't get that feedback challenge that we all love so much. But without further ado, Councilor Baker, would you please take over. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President and colleagues. I hope it's in order to read a memorial resolution in honor of a former member of this body, Michael Malik. This is a memorial resolution honoring Michael A. Malik in recognition of his commitment to the Newton community and remembrance of his life and legacy. Whereas Michael Mike A. Malik served the people of Newton as a member of the Newton Board of Aldermen from 1980 to 1986. And whereas throughout his time as a member of the Board of Aldermen, Michael A. Malik represented Newton's Ward 5, which included Newton Highlands and Newton Center. And whereas Michael A. Malik held leadership positions during his time on the Board of Aldermen, including serving as president from 1985 to 1986. And whereas Michael A. Malik worked tirelessly to preserve, protect, and enhance the quality of life for all Newton residents, including through his work to improve housing opportunities. And whereas Michael A. Malik earned a reputation as a gracious colleague whose thoughtful input was often insightful and was always welcome. And whereas Michael A. Malik distinguished himself as a scholar and a teacher at Boston College. And whereas Michael A. Malik passed away on March 31st, 2026, leaving behind his beloved wife, Myrna, and his two sons, Timothy and Thomas, and 4 grandchildren. And whereas the members of the Newton City Council see it fit and proper to remember Michael A. Malik and to honor him for his many valuable contributions to his beloved city of Newton. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council joins in offering condolences to his family and friends and wishes them to understand how valued a colleague he was. Offered by John Oliver, David Kalis, and myself as officers of the board on behalf of the whole City Council. I'd ask you all to rise for a moment of silence. Thank you. And we'll present this to the family later.
All right, thank you, everyone. I believe, yep, nobody else has joined online, so that's fabulous. All right, we're going to proceed with first call items here. We'll start with land use. Councilor Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. President. I was about to pledge my allegiance. Land Use Committee has no report, but I would like to call for some public hearings for items 131-26 and 130-26, both for April 14th, and they can be found on page 66 of your docket. Did I not have a report? Do I have a report? I can't hear what people are saying. I have a report.
It would appear that there is a report beginning on page 61.
Okey doke, my mistake. We've had such a light recent time that I forgot about that. But I'd like to call for those two public hearings too. If I can do them out of order as I just did, or I'll do them again at the end of this.
I think we can work with you on that one.
Yes, we did. We met on the Land Use Committee met on March 24th. We heard two items, number 118-26, which was a request to further extend non-conforming FAR and lot coverage at 199 Otis Street. That was approved unanimously 8-0. And 119-26, which was a request for a special permit to allow an oversized dormer extending a non-conforming 3.5-story structure and to further extend non-conforming FAR at 25-27 Lewis Street. And that was also approved 7-1. And then I'm okay with the public hearing.
As long as you got three.
That I asked for out of order. Thank you.
Even though you were out of order, we do appreciate it.
Thank you.
And for ZAP, Counselor Baker.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to acknowledge the able chairing work done by the vice chair in my absence. But we had only one item of which there was an action by committee. It's 2226, request for a pre-budget planning discussion. And because we held the pre-budget planning discussion, the item is no action necessary.
Great, thank you. For programs and services, Counselor Prince-Smith.
Thank you, Mr. President. There is no report this evening, but I would like to remind my colleagues that on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, the Rules Subcommittee will begin deliberating the council rules. So if you have an interest in that or an agenda item that you haven't yet submitted to the Rules Subcommittee, please do that. That would be helpful. That's at 6 o'clock, and at 7 o'clock during the Programs and Services Committee meeting, we're actually going to begin our review of the city charter, looking at Articles 6 and 7. So those materials are online, but we welcome you all to join us that evening. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Public Safety and Transportation, Counselor Lucas.
Thank you. The committee met on March 18th. We had one item and it was held, and that's all.
Great, thank you, sir. For Public Facilities, Council or Vice President Kalis.
Thank you, Mr. President. The report begins on page 62. We had four items. Item 61-26, 105-26, 106-26, and 111-26, all voted no action necessary. I'd also like to request a public hearing for items 122-26 and 123-26, which are on page 67 of the docket. 122-26 is for April 8th, 2026, and 123-26 is for May 6th. And that concludes the report.
Great, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And for Real Property Reuse, Counselor Maliki. Oh, no, I'm sorry, for Finance, terribly sorry. Counselor Grossman.
Thank you, Mr. President. The report begins on page 63. The committee met on March 23rd. The first item, 111-26, the repurposing of $150,000 for the renovation of Fire Station 2 bathroom was voted no action necessary, 6-0. Item 112-26, authorization to transfer $46,500 for accessibility improvements was approved 8-0. With that, I move the report.
Great, thank you. Now for Real Property Reuse, Counselor Maliki.
You, Mr. President, there is no report.
Fantastic. And I believe I'll just read into the record here. The Committee of the Whole met on March 30th. There is no specific report as we held the item for review of the BERDO regulations, just in case that came around later on in the term. But there is no specific report for that. With that said, we do a roll call on our first call items, please.
Counselor Albright,
Aye.
Counselor Baker, Counselor Bixby.
Aye.
Counselor Block,
Aye.
Counselor Charm,
Aye.
Counselor Damabad,
Aye.
Counselor Farrell. Aye. Counselor Getz,
Aye.
Counselor Golden, Counselor Gordon,
Aye.
Counselor Greenberg,
Aye.
Counselor Grossman,
Aye.
Counselor Irish,
Aye.
Counselor Kalis,
Aye.
Counselor Kelly,
Aye.
Counselor Krinsman,
Aye.
Counselor Leary,
Aye.
Counselor Lucas,
Aye.
Counselor Maliki,
Aye.
Counselor Mickley, Counselor Roach,
Aye.
Counselor Silber,
Aye.
Counselor Wright,
Aye.
President Oliver.
Aye.
On this vote, the ayes are 23 and one member is absent.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir. There are no items on second call. With that said, do I have a motion to adjourn? I have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you all. By the way, go Yukon. So said the guy who went fishing.
Recording stopped.